There are definitely some really dark endings you can get with the Ablest Stone, and it's just a matter of figuring out what precisely is the root to them.
Hello, chest. Open says me.
Ooh, purple door.
Purple door.
Terror of the sandcastles when he was 2.
Darn you. Sandcastles.
Castles made of sand fall into the sea eventually.
Whee!
If you don't like Hendrix, do you really like music?
Have I even heard of Hendrix?
I know I've made you listen to at least one Jimi Hendrix song. He's not my favorite musician by any stretch of the imagination, but I do love me some Jimi Hendrix every now and then.
Reynardo wondered if he could learn to cook this way. Probably not.
Well, don't you know cooking is like hitting a rock?
It is nothing like hitting a rock. We have been over this.
Oh, I almost lost some goodies. Yum.
Reynardo had never felt better in his life. Normally, a battle would wear him down and he would need a night's sleep. Now he felt like he could go all night and all day. He felt like people were cheering him on, and he could practically hear their applause as he slew one raven after another.
This is fine.
Don't slay Raven. He's a good man. Also, he puts up with us.
Yeah! 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 I love big floating islands, and I love big floating crystals as well. Like I do genuinely enjoy the set pieces of this game. Repetitive though it gets.
Closing
Yes.
in on the rebels, forcing them to come out and fight. Reynardo was itching to bring the fight to the enemy. He had to remind himself not to be too reckless.
I'm good with the ones we have.
Same. Let's see, any... Nope, we're still a little short on ore. And we're so close on the water essence there.
Imagine getting a horse up in one of these things.
Oh, whoops.
He will be cursing a blue streak.
Oh, I remember this.
Oh, I see.
Puzzle solving. Ow!
Oh no, I'm hot.
Yeah, you are.
Hey.
Like, Omen Sight did something similar to this, but they did a better job of it.
Yeah. I did it.
I do genuinely hate comparing this to Omen Sight.
I mean, it's a
And
little
I'm
hard.
sorry.
It's a little hard not to, considering same developers and similar
Yeah.
gameplay in some sense.
Very similar gameplay, even some similar plot threads almost, in
Yeah.
the idea that you're essentially reliving the timeline.
Yeah.
Again, like, this game is fine. There is nothing inherently wrong with this game.
No.
I love this game.
Yep.
It's just that, like, everything this game does, Omen Sight pretty much does a little better.
Yeah. Like, the combat's more varied, it's easier to go after certain endings.
story's more engaging, characters are more engaging.
Yeah.
A chest full of old banana peels. There had to be more. There was.
I guess we found where some of DK's banana hoard went.
Oh, he's gonna be pissed.
I know, and on Donkey Kong December as well.
Yeah. We really need to play through Donkey Kong Country together. It won't be a competent LP, but...
It'll probably be hilarious.
do, 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 do. I would be hesitant to play the second one because I'd want to 100% it, and I'm not convinced I can do that.
Toads at the observatory measured the stone with their occult devices. I fed it the core of Sky Ripper, explained Reynardo. No more feed blood and souls. But the core is not an unlimited energy source, said one toad. Another said, there's a feedback loop, you see, which could overload the stone. Yet the stone doesn't actually feed on souls, claimed a third, but on pain of killing another sentient being. If you can
I can't believe Kermit just made all these babies.
It would not overload. This was all very confusing.
At least they don't look like Miss Piggy.
Yes, the mountains were...
So the reason the stone wanted him to kill Zenobia was not to steal her soul, but essentially to break Reynardo's heart.
Prepare for the decisive battle.
I feel like we should go up and meditate.
Okay.
The one thing he understood from all the toad arguments, maybe the stone did not feed...
Reynardo's not necessarily the brightest.
It fed
No.
on empathy. It fed on the pain he felt when
He
put an
mostly,
end
I
to
think,
another
I
being's
think
resistance.
intelligence and
Even
wisdom were
if
his
that
dump
other being was
stats.
a raven intent on killing him. If he could find peace, then he could use the power of the Ibla stone without being taken over by its evil. Yes, that was the way to defeat the Ibla stone. The mountains. He would go to the mountains. He could find peace there.
Reynardo Fox is climbing a mountain. Why is he climbing a mountain?
Maybe he wants
Reynardo
chicken.
He is a fox.
Yes.
The mountains were not
I mean, that's why Captain Kirk climbed the mountain, right?
Everywhere. No matter.
No one's gonna have any clue what that is reference to.
Parry, dodge, slash.
We still need to see the Star Trek movies together.
Yes. Focus on the rhythm.
I could, in theory, try to find them in my grandmother's storage units, but I'm not going to.
Yeah.
It was working. He wasn't feeling those
Also, I'm
dark
pretty
jokes
sure that
of
my brother
energy.
has, like, the entire thing on Blu-ray, so...
Okay.
We're gonna reach the mountaintop. Maybe we'll find Sheila and her goat friends. And then get to beat up a Yeti.
He'd once met a pirate.
But we don't have a custard pie.
Around his ship.
True. Plus, that would make
was his
Bentley
name?
sad. Unless it was his little brother. Then we could beat him up all we want. Because, God, that was an annoying little shit.
We're referencing so many things, I've lost track of what we're referencing.
Stubby.
Oh god.
Take that, barrels. Ah, itchy nose.
Yep, same here. Yeah, we're not.
Also, just random fire lives here now.
It's fine.
Yeah, doesn't seem to be burning anything.
This would be the perfect place for a tic-tac-toe board.
I'll take your word for it.
That was so out there, it reminds me of a joke from one of the Johannes Cabal books, where, like, a vampire is essentially given a bowl of blood, and he's feeling a little bit insulted, and a random thought in the back of his mind is, think I want croutons with this. And he's like, what the hell does that even mean?
And then it turns out it was actually tomato soup. And then he would want grilled cheese with it. Because grilled cheese and tomato soup go good together.
They do.
That one was a little, in the draw distance-y field, and I wasn't sure if I could reach it. Or.
I know because I was really bad about finding that one last truth. Like, I eventually got to the point where the game stopped dropping ore and cubes and was like, okay, fine, you just get fruit from now on because it's literally the only treasure you can use, you bastard.
What was the seal mining for?
What was it? Was it mining for ore?
Exactly.
Ore. There we go.
The stone was still
My seal impersonation was very popular in my elementary
and his
school.
heart too.
Who let the dogs out? Or.
They were doing their job. They were
I mean, seals are
expressing
basically
their
the dogs of the sea.
Dance, whirl, parry, jab, and breathe. It was all so simple, wasn't it? Something was missing. He didn't feel truly at peace. Wait. Wasn't this near a Calavera still? And a sage would help him figure it all out.
There's something funny I can say about Calaveras, but
You mean besides the fact that he shares his name with the main character from Grim Fandango?
aside from that, yes. But it's definitely one of those things that is funnier for other endings. Froomp.
I still didn't get an extra life. And where's my Aku mask, damn it?
Booga booga.
Oop, buy a potato.
Buy a potato.
You can't tell me that whenever he makes that Aku makes those noises, it doesn't say like, ooh, buy me a potato.
All I ever heard was hooga booga. This is like the conversation I had with Griffin years ago. where she was... Like, I mentioned one of the classrooms that I, at my old job, was watching The Lion King. And her response was, pink pajamas, penguins on the bottom. And I'm like, I'm sorry, what? She's like, no, in the opening song.
Yeah.
So I get home and I pull up Circle of Life, and it's doing the opening bit, and then pink pajamas, penguins on the bottom. Pink pajamas, penguins on the bottom. I'm like, God damn it.
You know, just like the theme to the God of War games, Lord Devil's Patati Mulan.
Master, a dentist, the fish master. I know when Billy Joel was working on the song Honesty, he didn't have the lyrics yet, because usually he writes a melody first and then he does lyrics, which his drummer hates, by the way. Because the way the drummer figures out where things go is he's listening for specific words. And he's like, Billy, I need words for this. Yeah, I'm working on it. I don't know what they're gonna be yet. I'm working on it, I promise. So they're rehearsing and they don't have words. And so the drummer starts inventing his own words. Sodomy. And Billy Joel's like, I need lyrics now. Otherwise, this is going to be sodomy forever. Honesty, that scans identically.
As for the gate, well, you could take her or leave her. Sorry.
Renounce your pun, narrator.
Silence.
Well, better Nate than Lever.
Had given Reynardo enough power to challenge the Imperial fleet. But what Reynardo was seeking was inner peace.
I hear Mage and Layla screaming, and they don't know why.
Would have to wait.
I hear many people screaming.
True.
That is one of my favorite jokes of all time, and it's a shame that I need the script to do it properly, unlike several others in my repertoire.
Huh.
The moth one is fun, because the moth one can be a ride.
Slow down. Slow down time after a successful attack until your next action. Grab damage. Okay, would you hold still so I can read? Yeah, sure, I'll add more to my stamina meter. Because I like to go nyum. 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 Nope, nyum. There, I did it.
At the end of the mountain path, he found the wise Calaveras in his work.
Yes, wise Calaveras.
Their only artifacts. He asked the sage. Does your soul need fixing? Asked the sage. I've been killing a lot of ravens lately. He told the sage. You're a fox, said Calaveras. To kill birds is part of your nature.
How does a frog grow facial hair?
That is a
Would you
question.
like a fly? It was true. That's what he had forgotten. The joy. Now he was ready for the final battle. The Farfarer cut through the clouds. The air had never felt so sweet since he was a child.
What are you doing tasting the air?
it was. The dreaded Imperial fleet.
How do you taste the air?
He could smell wet hemp ropes ahead, wood and tar, and ravens. Even the fleet smelled good somehow. He was ready.
Look, I want to say that
Ready.
Calaveras is correct in this instance. About finding inner peace and finding the joy rather than the hatred.
Reynardo
He is
had it all
absolutely
squared in his
correct.
head. He would kill the Emperor. Isengrim III had begun well, but he had gone mad. He was trying to invoke the lost gods by means of dark, blasphemous rituals. That was a secret. But the victims had spoken to Reynardo. The ghosts had spoken. No anger. Reynardo could not afford anger. It was empowering the crystal in his sword. That made him stronger, but it clouded his mind. He would not be a hero. A hero strives. Reynardo would just be one with everything. The Emperor would die, and the wheel would turn, and all would be restored without rancor, without sorrow, without pain.
And then I shall learn all 4 elements.
We got some discount Buddhism here.
Wow. The sword felt even colder.
Nope, I'm gonna need a lot more ore for this one.
And the ice sword is widely considered to be one of the best ones in the game because its magic turns everything else into like a 1-hit point wonder, which is really useful.
It turns into Billy Ray Cyrus.
1 hit point, not 1 hit.
Also, technically, doesn't he have a 2-hit wonder?
I don't remember. Probably.
I could have sworn we looked that up at some point. That it turns out he has a 2-hit. He was a 2-hit wonder as opposed to a 1-hit.
Yeah. Yeah. So were was not was. Everybody walked the dinosaur skies. As opposed to Tom Cochran, who was a one-hit wonder twice, which is a different thing. And frankly, far more impressive to me.
Hey, look, it's snowing on Mount Fuji.
It is snowing on Mount Fuji.
Come back, boat. There you are.
I wish there were more pylons he could use the hook on. They really needed to construct additional pylons.
The Protoss were my favorite.
But
Courage was a Zerg man, as I recall.
Time to think about it now that
I
he's
was a
not
Diablo
worrying
girl.
about the battle.
I've never played the Diablo games. I know that's on our to-do list.
Another would take his place. Perhaps Zenobia. Perhaps the Speaker of the Rebel Council and how
I know my dad really likes StarCraft.
death would make grief
So,
lead to hate.
when I was in middle school, I did Taekwondo, and our Taekwondo instructor, Grandmaster, actually had a team back in Korea that he also taught. And so, one summer, he had them come to the US, and they were essentially doing a tour type thing. And so, they needed to stay at people's houses for a few days, and our house was one of the ones that we had some of them stay at. And so, like, there was a day where, like, my parents were running errands, Courage was out doing something, my sister was in college, so it was me taking care of these two Korean martial artists. So one of them comes up to me, very politely, excuse me, computer? Yeah, oh yeah, we have the computer down here, running on Windows 95, because that's what our gaming computer ran on at the time. StarCraft! What? StarCraft! I don't understand. StarCraft! It took him saying this several times because I'm a dumbass. Oh, StarCraft! Here you go. And you know the stereotype? You shouldn't listen to stereotypes about, like, anything, really, because people everywhere are different, and, they like different things, and just because you're from a certain country doesn't mean you automatically like certain things. Like, just because I'm an American, I don't watch football. Just because someone's English doesn't mean they like baked beans on pizza.
Or tea.
Or tea. These two pro Taekwondoers, however, absolutely friggin' love StarCraft. I was like, huh, look at them go. Neat. They also liked my copy of NHL 99 for some reason.
You know, it's kind of like it's sticking out its tongue.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Finally, he came to the Emperor's ship.
Ah,
The path
yes.
behind him was
Here it
strewn with
comes.
dead ravens. The path to enlightenment. His mistake, he realized, was trying to change the world. The world would spin and the wheel would revolve whether he strove against it or not. What he had to do was nothing. He had attained enlightenment. He sat down, adopted a full lotus position, and began to meditate. And all around him, the warriors stopped fighting too. They knew. They could feel his enlightenment. They gave up fighting, dropped their weapons, and became his disciples. No, just kidding. The nearest raven stabbed him with a sword and then chopped off his
So Calaveras was correct about how to achieve enlightenment.
thought Reynardo's head as it rolled around the deck. and died.
His timing, however, was awful.
He didn't learn anything new this time. He'd done the same thing twice, yet expected a different outcome.
I love that ending. Oh, that's new. I don't remember that being in the game when I played through it.
Fascinating.
But yes, we didn't learn anything new from that path, but we got laughs out of it.
What are you talking about? We learned the importance of peace, and to make sure that you're actually at peace 5 feet away from anything with sharp objects.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll find some better inner peace in the next episode. But until then, we're the Landstar saying thank you very much for watching.
Bomb haliboo, bomb haliboo.
Not the gladiator monkeys!